We have new information about a 10 News alert we sent to your phone. A Pinellas County deputy fired, accused of inviting a woman he arrested to his house. 10 News reporter Bo Zimmer is live at the Pinellas County Sheriff's Office. And Bo, the sheriff just told you that this deputy did, quote, something beyond stupid.
Allison, you're absolutely right. This is one of those cases that the sheriff just said you couldn't even make up the details if you tried to. This all started with the arrest of an exotic dancer back on New Year's Eve on domestic battery charges. 45-year-old Pinellas County Sheriff's Deputy Brian Britt admitted to investigators not only did he uncuff this suspect without properly searching her after her arrest, but that he also engaged in a pretty explicit and flirtatious conversation with the suspect, mentioning at one point he'd like to go visit her at the club at some point. The sheriff says this did not stop there. When she was released from jail, he says Deputy Britt began texting and calling on his sheriff's office cell phone.
Britt said that they should come to his house for, quote, conversation, and that he would pay them $100 each for this conversation to drive from South St. Petersburg to his house up in Pasco County. So the two girls, for this conversation they were going to be paid for $100, drove to his house in Pasco County. He let them in, and when they go into the house is dimly lit. There's candles on, and they engaged in some conversation, and the conversation was about the girls providing fetish services for money.
And the sheriff says this deputy not only went over the line, he went way over the line. Also, his young daughter was at home sleeping when all this was going on, and that, of course, enraged the sheriff. The sheriff's office found out about all this when one of those exotic dancers was involved and questioned in a completely different investigation, and she brought up the fact that this deputy seemed very flirtatious. That launched an internal affairs investigation, and thus this deputy has been fired by the Pinellas County Sheriff's Office. By the way, previous complaints against this deputy included a suspension for accessing pornography on his sheriff's office laptop, and also another unusual case where he was accused of flexing his pectoral muscles at a female attractive juror while he was working courtroom security. Again, this sheriff's deputy fired today from the Pinellas County Sheriff's Office. The sheriff saying he's very disappointed. Reporting live in Clearwater, Bo Zimmer, 10 News.